Okay, I wanted to go through a quick demo of a tool called hexedit. I need to fix the test.dat file that I gave for the big bag assignment. It has a problem in it. And we can see the problem here when we do a big bag dump. I moved it to test2.dat. So this is the one that is currently in Canvas and has a bug in it. If you look, everything looks pretty good. The header is set up right. The magic numbers are okay. If you look at the offset or each of the entries, they look pretty good. There's a big uh, free entry at the end. Now, in this test file, I did do some deletes followed by some adds. So you'll see that there's holes scattered around. And one of the holes is right here. So if you look at the free list, there's actually just two entries on the free list. When we go to the first free, this is at offset, at offset 163. So if we go down to offset 163, we see it is a free entry. And then the next entry in the free list is entry 32. And when we look at entry 32, we see here it is free. It has length 14, but it's not the end of the free list. It shows that it has a next offset at 95. But if we go to 95, that's actually a data entry that has a string in it. So that's wrong. We need to fix that. There aren't any other free list entries, so this 95 should be a 0. Now, I have fixed the bug. I could regenerate this code, but I thought this is a great opportunity to show you how to use a hex editor / hex viewer. These are very useful tools for looking at binary data and actually changing binary data. They're used for both forensic, for debugging, for recovery of corrupted data, and also for hacking to actually hack programs. Actually, when I was in my younger days, people would use hex editors to for example remove piracy checks and such. So let's look at this file and actually let's remember what we want to change. So it's at offset 32. We want to change the next offset to be 0 rather than 95 because 95 is actually data. So we want to go to 32. Oops. So if we go to offset 32, now this is all in hex. It is a hex editor. So offset 32 will actually be hex 20. So if we look here, this is hex 20. And here we see the magic number for free space, which is F4. So we kind of know we're in the right place. It also shows some of the conveniences of using magic numbers. We see here is the start of a data of a entry that holds a string. So actually, let's look real quick just to remember what our structure looks like. If we look at bigbag.h, our entry, it's going to has a next right at the beginning, and then the magic, and then the entry length. Okay, so the next pointer will be right before the magic. So when we look at that 23, whoops, 23 should be right around here. Here is the magic, that F4, and here we see this 5F, and 5F should be, what is that? What is 5F? 580 plus 15, so that would be 95. And let's just make sure that that's exactly what we're looking at. Yeah, so we want to change that 95 to 0. So let's edit it. And we want to change this to a hex 0. Remember, this is in Big Indian, so the smallest one's first. So we just change it to a 0. And now we save it with a Control X. And now, when we dump it again, we look, and boom. We've now correctly terminated that free list of free blocks. So I will be putting up this new test2.dat file so that you can have the correct test file to look at. And hopefully you can kind of see how potentially you could use this text edit in your toolbox. It is kind of a useful tool to keep in mind.